So it's time to say goodbye to the Trinnov. The day has arrived. I just barely made a video about this where I kind of talked about my experience of having the Trinnov for the last 3 months and just kind of worked through kind of my thoughts on that. But today, the time has come to actually physically remove the Trinnov Altitude 16 and the Amplitude 16, take those out, and I'll be putting my Anthem AVM 70 back in my theater. So it's kind of a bittersweet day. I'm sad to see the Trinnov go, but I'm also kind of excited to kind of return my theater to what it was before, to my familiar AVM 70. Now, this video is not sponsored at all by Trinnov or Anthem or anyone else. This is just me just overhauling my theater. And one of the cool things about having a YouTube channel about home theaters is that I'm constantly changing things. And I love watching movies. I love getting my theater just really just dialed in and just have it just be so sweet, and then watching a movie. But I also love installing equipment. I like trying out different equipment, and having a YouTube channel where I get to do that constantly is awesome. So today is a pretty big day. Let's get to it. The back of my rack here is an absolute rat's nest. It's horrible. It's terrible. Don't mind that. Part of today will involve hopefully cleaning this up. So fingers crossed we can improve it somewhat. I don't think I could possibly make it any worse. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to remove power from everything. This is the first step. Anytime I work on equipment, even just simply like connecting up speakers to an amplifier, anything like that, I always just completely disconnect the power because I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of paranoid about shorts or anything like that. So this is the Trinnov Altitude 16 right here. So I'm going to disconnect the HDMI cable. This goes to the projector, I believe. And I apologize that I just don't have a really good angle to show like the detail of this. I'm in this tiny little closet. It works really well for, you know, my rack and everything, but when it comes to like being able to get good footage of what I'm actually doing, it's a little tight in here. This goes to the projector. This is a fiber optic HDMI cable that I ran through some conduit that I installed when the basement was under construction. So I will just set it up there for now. The first step is to remove the Altitude 16. Like I say, and the cool thing, and I mentioned this in the previous videos where I've talked about the Trinnov, the cabling for this is just so cool because you have these XLR cables that plug into the XLR connections on the back of the Trinnov, and they reduce down to just a single connector. So 8 XLR cable connections that reduce down to just a single connector that plugs into the back of the Amplitude 16. And I'll show you, once I get this first one disconnected, I'll show you a close-up so you can see what I'm talking about. This is the end that plugs into the amplifier, the Amplitude 16. And then on the other end, you have the 8 XLR connectors. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So you just have 2 of those that connect up, and it reduces, like, this is what I have. This is what I'll be installing to connect the Anthem AVM 70 to all of my various amplifiers. Is I've got all of these XLR cables, right? Now these cables are pretty slick because they are different colors, and so they're very easy to trace. So I really appreciate that, but it is kind of a mess. And so I'll be doing my best to keep that clean, or clean it up, after I get it installed. And then these are the subwoofer connections. On a Trinnov, if you look at the XLR ports here, there are 16 of them. These are completely assignable. So it doesn't matter. I mean, you could plug the center channel into this one or this one or this. You could plug in the sub to that port or that port or that port. It doesn't matter. Once everything's connected, then you go into the software and you assign each of these ports to a specific channel. So it's really slick. It's pretty cool. So I had to use XLR adapters to connect my RCA subwoofer ports to the Trinnov. And so I will be removing those cables now. So this was the RCA to XLR adapter. When I plug in my Anthem AVM 70, the AVM 70 has RCA ports on it for subwoofers, so I won't need those adapters any longer. Now, the only other thing left to do is for the Amplitude 16 to remove the speaker wire cables and then the two power cables. Now, the interesting thing about the Trinnov Amplitude 16 amplifier is that it has dual power supplies, which is I think a great idea, because a lot of times a single power supply is a limiting factor on how much power you can put out to all of your speakers. And by having two power supplies, well, you just doubled your capacity there. So that's no longer a bottleneck. And I know what people are going to say. They're like, oh, you can't plug an amplifier into a surge protector because it limits the power, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, that is technically true. That is technically true. However, for me, especially since this is a loaner unit and I don't want it to get damaged, the risk of ruining it from a power surge or whatever, that far outweighs whatever minor increase in performance that is most likely not even perceptible to my ear. I will take the reduced power as a way of ensuring that, or minimizing the risk of having some damaged equipment. All right, and now we just have the speaker cables to remove. So now I'm going to very gently remove the Trinnov from this shelf. I just need to get under the front of it and tip it up. There we go. And then I can work it from the other side, and then just very carefully So for a processor, this is surprisingly heavy. Sometimes processors, because they don't have an amplifier in them, can be pretty light. But this is not light. So not only is the processor not light, but the amplifier is also not light. In fact, it is quite heavy. This thing is so heavy. I mean, you've got 16 channels in this amplifier. It's got a lot of weight to it, and I'm trying to be as careful as I can. A real beast. Oh, I got it. Unscathed. All right, I'll set this aside. Boy, I feel bad for the delivery guy that has to heft this thing around. And now we've got the Anthem AVM 70, which, like I say, is quite a bit lighter than the Altitude 16 from Trinnov. So I'm not sure what all Trinnov puts in their processors, but it makes for a heavy chassis. And I mean, the AVM 70, it's got some heft to it as well, but it's just comparatively to the Trinnov, it is a fair bit lighter. So now that was in, that's easy. Okay, let me get the Buckeye amp. So the Buckeye amp is the amp that I have down here, but I'm going to raise this shelf up because the Buckeye amp is not very tall. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna grab it here. It's quite it's quite small. So this is a 4-channel amp from Buckeye. I purchased this from Dylan. Dylan at Buckeye Amps, great guy to work with. So I bought this from him, and I used the 4 channels on this amplifier to power my 4 height speakers. It doesn't need very much space to fit on this shelf. You probably can't see it. Let me fix that. So down there, you'll see there's quite a big gap right here. So I'm going to raise this shelf up just so everything just kind of fits better. So the Buckeye amp, it's Class D amplifiers. It's only 4 channels, 1 power supply, and so the thing weighs, I don't know, 10 pounds maybe, less than 10 pounds. It's very, very light, which is nice. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the speaker cables to these various amplifiers. Now, I've already mentioned the Buckeye amp. That one is a 4-channel amp, and that powers my 4 height speakers. But then I also have these 3 crown amps, and I use these to power my wides, sides, and surrounds. So each one is a 2-channel amp. And then up here at the top, I have 3 monoblock amps, and these 3 amps power my LCRs. So left, center, right, 1 speaker, 1 amp. So it's fairly straightforward. So let's start with the Buckeye amp. Let's find my height speakers. So now let's do this. Let's connect up the rear surround speakers to this crown amp right here. So now we'll put the surround speakers, the side speakers, we'll put in this one here. Those are connected now. So now what we'll do is we will connect the wides, wide left and wide right. All we have left are the LCRs, left, center, right. So all of the speaker wires are now connected. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the XLRs. And again, here's where it gets really messy. So I know, it's a rat's nest. It's not pretty. It's kind of ugly, but sometimes, sometimes in life things just aren't perfect, unfortunately. Now, after I've got everything connected up with the speaker wires, I always go back and just make sure that the banana plugs are all nice and snug, making sure they're not touching and that they've got a good solid connection. So now I'll connect up the trigger cables. Now the Anthem AVM 70 has 3 trigger out connections, which is great. So one of those trigger out cables is going to go to one of the monoblocks. Now, one of the nice features about these monoblock amps is that it has not only a trigger in, but it also has a trigger out. So you can daisy chain them together. So we've got this middle amp, its input is connected to the trigger out on this bottom amp. And this bottom amp, we can connect via this trigger cable directly to the Anthem AVM 70. So when we power on the Anthem AVM 70, it will trigger this bottom monoblock amp to power on. When it powers on, it will cause the middle one to power on, and then I will use this other trigger cable that I have up here, and I will connect it to the trigger out on the middle amp to the trigger in on the top amp. So the three of them will just all daisy chain together. Now the second trigger output on the Anthem AVM 70, trigger number 2, I'm going to connect it directly to the trigger input port on my Buckeye amp. So now the Buckeye amp is connected 12-volt trigger. So the last one to connect are these 3 crown amps. Now here's the tricky thing. These 3 crown amps do not have 12-volt trigger ports on them. So how do you power them on using a 12-volt trigger cable? Well, the solution is to use a 12-volt trigger powered power strip. It's basically a surge protector and a power strip that uses a 12-volt trigger cable that connects on the side, and then you just connect it up to your device, and then everything that you have connected into these power ports will then kick on. So now we are all good because this black power strip is connected over a 12-volt trigger cable, so it will kick on. It will send power to those 3 crown amps once my AVM 70 is powered on. Now all we have left are the power cables and the HDMI cables. So let's do the HDMI cables next. Now all we have left is power. Here we go. Well, and then the RCA cables to the subwoofers. I think everything is connected. The only thing left to do is to plug it into the power. Moment of truth. There we go. Everything is now connected up. Now, the real moment of truth is going to be to power up the Anthem and then run test tones to make sure that I got all the speakers connected correctly. But I'm fairly confident that I was able to do that. I think everything looks good. So yeah, we're back to another rat's nest, guys. It's just, you know, I mean, you got like these power cables. I mean, I could route them over to the side. Like if I were using an individual shelf for each one of these monoblock amps, I could just route the power over and just kind of coil them up on the side here for each one. But since I only have one shelf for all 3 of them, it just doesn't really work. I could do that maybe for the AVM 70, maybe these others. I don't know. I may work on cleaning up this cabling mess later. But for now, let's just get everything set up. So I've got everything hooked up. Everything is done. I've got my Blu-ray player, my Apple TV, and my Zadoo all connected up to my Anthem AVM 70, which is in the middle of my rack, which has, like I mentioned, the 3 monoblock amps from Outlaw Audio. And then below that, I have my 3 crown amps, which run my sides, surrounds, and rears. And then my Buckeye amp that powers my heights. So it's all there. From the front, it doesn't look too bad, right? Like that rack looks pretty good, right? It's pretty sharp. It's only when you go around the backside that things start to kind of fall apart. But the good thing is it functions perfectly. So at this point, I've got everything connected back up, and the final step is to fire up my Anthem AVM 70 and get it calibrated. I'm not going to do that in this video because that will make this video way too long. I'm actually going to create a dedicated video that goes through the Anthem Arc Genesis calibration process step by step. I will make that in a separate video, but for now, thanks for watching.